loss and the search for answers began. Airliner. The immediate aftermath of the crash was a scene of chaos and devastation. Emergency responders, alerted by a cacophony of distress calls and frantic eyewitness accounts, rushed to the scene. Fire trucks, ambulances, and police cars raced towards the Potomac River, their sirens wailing, a symphony of urgency and despair. The crash site was a heart-wrenching tableau of twisted metal, shattered glass, and personal belongings scattered across the icy waters. Rescue boats, their searchlights cutting through the darkness, navigated the debris field, desperately searching for any signs of life. Divers plunged into the frigid waters, their movements hampered by the strong current and the wreckage that littered the riverbed. As the hours ticked by, the grim reality of the situation began to sink in. The search for survivors turned into a recovery operation, a somber task of retrieving the remains of those lost in the tragedy. The nation watched, hearts heavy, as body bags were carefully carried away from the crash site, each one a stark reminder of the human cost of this horrific event. The investigation into the cause of the crash was immediate and intense. The National Transportation Safety Board, or NTSB, dispatched a team of experts to the scene, their mission to piece together the events that led to the collision. Air traffic control recordings, radar data, and the mangled wreckage itself were meticulously analyzed, every piece of information scrutinized for clues.
The scene was chaotic, with emergency responders working tirelessly to search for any signs of life amidst the wreckage. It was a heartbreaking sight, one that left an indelible mark on all those who witnessed it.
I was just standing there, watching in disbelief as the rescue boats scoured the river. The debris was everywhere, and the hope of finding survivors quickly faded. It was just so tragic.
In the wake of the tragedy, President Trump addressed the nation, his words a mix of grief and resolve. He declared a national period of mourning, ordering flags to be flown at half-staff in honor of the victims. He expressed his condolences to the families of those lost, promising a thorough investigation into the cause of the crash.
But then, in a move that would spark outrage and disbelief, President Trump veered sharply off script. He used the tragedy as an opportunity to attack the Federal Aviation Administration, or FAA, blaming the crash on what he called the agency's lax hiring practices and radical diversity agenda. This tragedy, he declared, his voice laced with anger, is a direct result of the FAA's obsession with political correctness. They're more concerned with hiring pilots based on their skin color or gender than on their qualifications. And now, innocent people have paid the price.
President Trump's comments were met with immediate condemnation from both sides of the political aisle. Critics accused him of politicizing a national tragedy, using the deaths of 67 people to score political points and advance his own agenda. They pointed out that there was no evidence to support his claims, and that the NTSB investigation was still ongoing. The president's remarks also sparked a firestorm on social media, with many expressing their disgust and outrage. The hashtag #TrumpBlames the victims quickly went viral, as people from all walks of life voiced their anger and frustration. In the end, President Trump's response to the Washington air disaster would become yet another example of his divisive rhetoric and his willingness to exploit tragedy for his own political gain. It was a moment that would further divide a nation already grappling with deep political and social divisions, leaving many wondering if America could ever truly heal.